Hello guys, what's up, what's good, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Becoming That Girl with your girl and today is a very very special episode because I have your fave. I have Biancadlamini-holman, right? Miss Biancadlamini-holman, an MC, influencer and digital creator. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you for having me. Hi guys,
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, girl. I'm tired, but I'm doing okay. I have the flu, so guys, please bear with me.
And girl, you were there. We literally saw you. You were there. You were doing the most. How is that for you? How did you get into culture? Because obviously at WK you were head of the Siswati.
Yeah.
How did you get to that?
I think. What can I say? I think probably my gogo, to be quite honest, because my gogo taught at Waterford for 36 years. It's a long. That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just. Right? Because she was the head of the Siswati department, and she's always told me stories. And my mom, like my mom and my aunt, and they were always like the head of their years. So I think it at some point it just came. It came through, like it just happened.
It's like
you
a
know
family
what I mean?
thing.
I think it just, it infiltrated slowly and surely. But I think I used to like watching my cultural events as like a child with my gogo. Like I learned how to guitar. I was obsessed with Lizinyane Skaniso. I was obsessed. Even Gutamba.
You know how to?
I do.
Girl, you need to teach me.
I do, and I learned from watching Bukano Shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how it all happened.
It all happened, and then you also blowing up. How did that feel? Like actually, when you literally saw that your thingy was blowing up.
I don't know. I don't know, Shame. It was like, okay. I think the first time I posted a video guitar was probably maybe last year or so, and I could see okay, like the likes and people commenting as well as sharing and engaging with it is really really good. So I think from then, you know how they say you need to understand your target market. I think that's when I understood a part of what biancadlamini-holman was going to be or is going to be, and culture was a huge part of that because I really believe in being different. You know, and there aren't a lot of people who post or really speak about culture extensively like that. So I was like, why not?
Why not be that girl?
Like I resonate with it.
You love it. I mean,
so I was like, why not be authentic like that?
That's amazing. That really is amazing. Now let's get to the influencer part. So we were talking before, and she literally said that you just found yourself in the. Now, how is it navigating? Do you feel like more people are like involved in your life because you're obviously like this influencer and obviously you're influencing people, and then low key they're gonna feel like they know you? How is that?
That's actually an interesting question because I was having a conversation about that with one of my friends the other day. As much as I do put a good part of my life on social media, there's certain things that I don't put on social media. But I would say people do. I've definitely seen it. People do have a tendency of thinking they deserve way more than you give them, right? So we've seen it with people. We've seen it with people like Momi Shani and whatever. People want to know what's going on in their lives because they are out there like that. But I do think as people, we do need to understand that some people we still do have privacy, you know what I mean? I've seen it with trolls, and I've had my fair share. I don't reply to trolls. Sorry about that. I don't reply to trolls because honestly, there's no need to do that. But people do. They have this thing of, okay, so you let us know about this, and this. So we want to know about A, B, and C. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I feel like when you get into like the industry that I'm within, and I would say it's the entertainment industry as a whole, not just necessarily content creation, because I know DJs, artists, they all go through the same thing. I feel like if you're going to step into a space like this, you need to understand you're going to have to go through a process of understanding the industry. You know what I mean? Because I've gotten to a place now, I always tell my gogo, because my coco's always okay. I wouldn't say she's always like, but don't say Manu, but you know, Banfu, what are people gonna say about this, that, and third? I've gotten to a place where it's like, okay, so you've said it, now what? Like, story something yasat, and I've always said this, when a story something yasat in Angulu, ukuthi wena uthini ucabangani. That's
your business.
Exactly. People need to just understand that we're evolving beings. We're growing every day. So even if you troll me about something, hey, maybe I agreed with it 2 weeks ago. I'm growing. I'm evolving. I might not agree with it today, and that's okay, because if I'm not, like, if I did something and I haven't evolved from that, I'd be worried. If you're not evolving, I'm worried about you.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Actually, yesterday we were talking about if you're in the entertainment industry or you're at a platform where obviously you have influence and everything, is there a point where you have to separate Yellow Swazi from Bianca? Like, is there a point where you have to separate the two?
Okay. In terms of separation, obviously people are definitely very different. I come as me, and I always say this. I always say I don't want to be relevant. I want to be relatable. So I come as biancadlamini-holman. I am Yellow Swazi. I am one person. I make mistakes. I'm a human. I'm growing. I mess up here and there, but I come as me. You know what I mean? The reason I would say I don't ever want to be in a position to say I separate my personalities between Yellow Swazi and just Bianca is because then that then has an element of portraying something different from what I already am, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. There's obviously certain things I don't show, but I'd like to think that what I show is still me. You know what I mean? But I hope that answers your question.
No, it really does. And earlier on, we were talking about the whole thing of social media, talking about the fact that, people are always being fake on social media, and we're talking about the fact that we're obviously showing what y'all want to see, because if we show something else, all of a sudden, you have a problem.
Shem. When you speak about that, I posted something on my Instagram the other day, and I was talking about how it frustrates me deeply when people say that but social media is fake. I'm not going to try and pick at you guys and say social media is not fake. But I don't like it when the same people who are criticizing the fakeness of social media are the same people who are encouraging that type of behavior that's causing social media to be fake. I'll use an example and say, if someone goes onto social media and rants or speaks about a certain situation, whether it be they're struggling through depression, they're going through a divorce, they're being abused by their partner, they've lost someone, they are going through a friendship breakup, something very deep and very vulnerable. People on social media have a tendency of trolling these people and saying, "Oh no, you're just trying to get attention." And that's literally the type of behavior
that's gonna push people.
Exactly, that's pushing us to not share specific parts of our lives on social media. You know what I mean? So I have a problem with that. You know what I mean?
No, it literally is. It literally is a problem. And I feel like social media is a huge part of what then ends up putting us in a dark place.
Yeah, because when I'm real, when I then hide these things and I put a boundary. Boundaries are very important. I have boundaries of things I don't say, not because I'm trying to be fake, but this is my life. It's not just a social media game. But once someone puts a boundary and stops being real as they were before, you then say now they're being fake. When you're the one encouraging this behavior. So it's a situation where I feel like as a person on social media, you just need to decide what you're doing. Don't care about what anyone else is saying, because if you do this, someone's going to say something. If you do it the other way, somebody's going to
say something.
You know, people are always juxtaposing. When people buy so you just do you, boo. Like, people are always going to talk. If you want to be fake, it's fine. If you want to be real, but also you need to have that thick skin and say, you know what, this is my life and no one else is going to tell me.
Exactly, this is what I want, and if I want it, I'm okay with that. And so you have an event coming up that you're hosting, Sip and Paint, and as I was looking at the post, I realized that it's also a mental health awareness event. So tell us about it.
Okay guys, we are hosting a Sip and Paint. We're hosting a Sip and Paint on the 30th of September. It's going to be it's going to be at Summerfields. And yeah, it's just going to be a beautiful day of, you know, I think color, to be honest with you. The theme is a blossoming mind. So all of my girlies and my guys are going to come through in an outfit that expresses what they understand a blossoming mind to be, right? And to be quite honest with you, I like the theme of blossoming mind because we are going to be speaking at length about mental health and mental health awareness. So having the theme being a blossoming mind, I think obviously when you think mental health, you think of your mind and the health of your mental state. So a blossoming mind is a mind that is growing, it is building, it's colorful, it's new, it's renewal. So I think it's gonna be beautiful. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, we're gonna be talking about mental health. Mental health is definitely something that is very, very close to my heart. I would like to think I'm a mental health advocate. I do love talking about it a lot because I think it's definitely something we need to speak about, especially at the age that we are in.
I mean, I feel like it is. It is quite, because we're still trying to figure everything out, and it's all coming all at once. And
exactly. And I mean, I would say in Gogo and like our parents, mental health maybe wasn't necessarily something that was a huge thing. But I think now, because of the society that we live in, we have literally influences coming from all angles, right? It's music, it's a lot, you know. So I think understanding where you stand as a person and making sure that you are the best you that you can be in order for us to all function well in, you know, society. I remember I did a higher level extension course in anthropology in IB2 when I was doing my diploma, and there was a point we were talking about, like, what's it called? Division of like labor. Right. So I'd use this example, Goshoguti. In order for us to function well in the society that we are in, we all have different roles to play. So in order for us to play all these different roles, we need to be healthy and the best us that we can be in order for everyone to function well, right? Because now when you're you're the best that you can be. We're moving. I'm doing the same to you. It's moving. You know what I mean? So that type of situation. So I think taking care of yourself is very important.
It is. It is. But what steps have you taken and to make sure that your mental health is, and what steps you encourage people to take? You know, because I think, yes, we do know that there's depression and all that, and obviously we experience it, but we're not really sure what to do or what steps to take, because, I mean, it's new in terms of people talking about it. It's always been there, but in terms of people talking about it, it's still new, and not all of us actually know what to do when, you know, we're facing this.
Okay, I obviously have gone through my own mental health situations in terms of depression and this, that, and the third. But guys, therapy is a gift sent from God, and I feel like if you have like the means to actually see a therapist and, you know, take that journey, it's very important. There is actually someone on social media that is very, very upcoming with like their what's it called, their therapy journey. She speaks about it so beautifully, she posts about it so beautifully, but I decided to start therapy at some point. I was definitely deep down in the dungeons, but I think being in a position where you have someone who is actually trained to help you through
what you go through,
and help you process the thoughts, because sometimes you feel like you're in a dark hole, but you don't know why, you don't know how to explain it. So being in a position where you have someone who's able to literally hold your hand through the journey. I think maybe some people are not necessarily like me. I'm a very talkative person, but some people are not like that. So being in a position where you know that you are being catered to by a professional who is also has confidentiality to you and you alone, right, is very helpful. But I think mental health, in terms of attacking it through a therapy position, is very important, because I think as depression, we see it as depression, right? And we don't necessarily see, okay, depression is a thing, but there's things like bipolar that intertwine with depression that needs to be treated medically. Some people are lacking certain hormones that are causing depression, right? And as much as we might go to the therapy session and we might go through that journey, we need to be treated. You need to be treated medically. So I think That's very important to understand. And with the help of the therapist is able to tell you, okay, no, now we need to do this, this, and this, and this. If you need to be put on medication, they will refer you to the people that you need to be referred to. So I think, yeah, guys, therapy is important. I think even if you're not going through anything like that heavy, if you do have the platform to, you know, speak to a therapist, do that, because at the end of the day, therapy is about building. I think with my journey, there was a lot of things that I didn't actually know that subconsciously were going on, that were affecting the way that I act, the way that I interact with family, I interact with loved ones, with friends, and the community, that I was not aware of. Because they're subconscious, they're like right there at the back. So therapy helps you process yourself. It's a good building tool. Yeah, it's a good building tool.
Amazing. Okay. So do you see the progress, like right now, from before and then like during and like right now?
Yeah, no, definitely. I definitely do see. I do see progress. I think I used to have a friend actually who used to tell me that having uncomfortable conversations curate growth. And having uncomfortable conversations with my therapist have led me to be in a position where I can have uncomfortable conversations with my friends. And friendship is not easy, especially at our age, because there's a lot going on. We don't see each other like we used to when we were like bound together at school, or you know, like we've all got our different ways. But being able to have uncomfortable conversations with people around me is now easier for me to do than it was before, because I used to run away from things like that because like I'm scared. Oh my gosh, you know what I mean? I mean, there's a whole lot of things that I would say I can see now that have changed in me, the way I respond to certain situations as well, the way I address, you know, circumstances and things like that. So I think there has been growth. Obviously, we evolve every day, you know what I mean? We're evolving beings. But I mean, I'm happy with the growth that I've made for myself, because at the end of the day, it's about me. It's not about anyone else. It's not about someone on Instagram who's like, no, Bianca's still the same person. Well, girl, you know, like, you are not within my circle. And it's funny because I saw some TikTok the other day, that thing, it would say, if you don't have my number, if you have a problem with me and you don't have my number.
If you don't have my number, then you don't know.
That means you don't. Exactly. So now I need for it.
Yeah, literally.
Exactly. But yeah, no, there's growth. There's growth. There's growth that I see mentally, spiritually. You know.
Yeah. So let's get into spirituality. So when did it happen? When did because you're Christian, right? So when did the transition to be like, you know what, I need God? Like, when did that start, and how has it been?
If there's one thing that I can say I'll forever be grateful for, and it's something that comes to my brain a lot when I'm in like situations where I'm like, God really did it for me, you know. I will always be grateful that my parents gave me Jesus. Like, I will always be grateful. They gave me Ngulungu. They didn't force him upon me. They gave him to me, and they said, it's your journey, right? I've always seen people speak about how they used to go to Sunday school and they never used to want to go to church and things like that. I never had that. I was never forced. So I will always be grateful for that. That's how my spiritual journey started. I started going to church when I was really young. I enjoyed Sunday school a lot. It's yours. You do what, from a very young age. It's yours. Do what you want to do with it. I obviously then grew. And then I think when I really came in tune with, not necessarily came in tune with what God's purpose for me was, but when I came in tune with what the path that maybe God wanted me to take spiritually was, I left my previous church and I moved to Mbabane Chapel. I moved to Mbabane Chapel, I think I was maybe in grade 6 or grade 5. Yeah, I moved to Mbabane Chapel with my uncle. Shout out to my uncle.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to my uncle. He's basically my dad, Shame, Uncle Cisco. I moved to Mbabane Chapel with him, and I think from there the environment was very, it was a really great environment. Obviously started at Sunday school because at that age it's still Sunday school.
Yeah.
And I think when I was in grade 7, obviously you then infiltrate youth. I started infiltrating youth. I used to go to youth every single Friday. Youth used to be like, we used to wait for youth. My youth leader was Mrs. Carmichael, Mrs. C. And I think the Carmichaels and Mr. C, they created a safe space for us, especially at the age that we were in.
Yeah.
You know, we were always excited to go to youth.
Yeah.
We were always excited to learn. We were given opportunity. I served a lot.
Yeah.
I served a lot in church at a very young age, from being a Sunday school teacher straight out of Sunday school to being a youth leader. I ended up becoming a youth leader, to singing in the praise team in youth, to the main one. When there were like children, there's one experience, I think this is when I really felt like I fell in love with God.
Yeah.
Was we used to have holiday Bible clubs for children at school, at church, right?
Yeah.
So we were given the opportunity as the youth to be like the leaders, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is very pivotal for me, because I really saw God working like young kids' lives, like little babies. They were so cute. And I remember it was like a beautiful week program, and we used to be the leaders. We'd come up with the theme. There's one I remember, I think it was like space or something like that.
Yeah,
And we'd literally decorate the church, create caves in the actual church, and like have dances. So that's definitely where I was like, God, like, can really work in little babies' lives and like little kids. It was so cute. I remember they used to call me Chatterbox. That was my name, because we all had names. Yeah. And it was Chatterbox, so they speak a lot. But that's where it definitely started. Babana Chapel was very. It was a pivotal point in my life in general, because we were given opportunity to lead. You know, they never stripped us away. They really they put leadership on a platform, and they said, you have the qualities, now do it, but do it with God. Yeah. You know. Yeah. So I'll forever be grateful, man. I think the Carmichaels were a home. We used to have prayer meetings on Wednesdays at their house. I think they were just always open, and the way that they did it, they never, I can never say, oh, God was forced upon me. Like, they were like, no, you need to. You know, they did it in a way where it felt, you know, you were able to grow in your own time. Obviously, Beba's quota, they told us, because, you know, so you've come out of line here. But it was never you've come out of line, so we're just gonna like move on with life. If you've come out of line, this is what God says, and you need to have conviction as well to say, this is the path I want to take with God. So yeah, I always laugh at people who are like, yeah, we used to be forced to go to Sunday school, and I was like, hey,
Mina was never like that.
Even when because I ended up leaving Babane Chapel, right? Not for anything bad, growth is good, right? So I felt like I was no longer growing in this type of environment, right? I've learned what I've learned here. God has equipped me with the skills that I have here. Let me now go and impart what I have somewhere else and grow more. You know what I mean? So even when I left there, I've always been, it's fine. Yeah,
that's really amazing.
That's my
and I think what I've been learning about like lately is allowing God to literally be your partner and go through life with you, and I think that's very important. It really is.
It is, Shane. I think maybe over the past few months, since the beginning of the year, after therapy more especially, I really enjoy my relationship with God. Like my private relationship with God.
I think that's the most important.
Right, because as much as I'm a human being and I make mistakes, and that's okay, because siyakula, you know what I mean?
You learn from the mistakes even,
But my relationship with God lately has been so beautiful, because I've been able to understand Him in my own way, and I've been able to spend time with Him in my own way. I've always been a worshiper. And that's one thing. I remember Mrs. C, when I was younger, she always used to say, you're a worshiper. And I never used that. But I am able to worship God in my own way. You know what I mean? And spend time and being intentional, I think, with your relationship Christ is important. Uma made give you something on a Sunday.
Yeah.
They'd be like,
okay, now this is where God is.
Exactly.
Carrying you throughout, with you throughout the whole way.
Even if it's a situation, and I started slowly, hey, because I feel like I want to, excuse me. But I think for me, the way that I started, I'm not even going to lie and try and make myself seem like I'm this holy. Reading the Bible was hard for me, guys.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's funny because you can open your phone and spend hours on Instagram.
But
reading the Bible is hard. Right. And that's exactly what happened to me. Right. So, with that situation, I started slowly. By obviously like installing the Bible app on my phone. And every morning, I made it like a thing. When I wake up, I at least need to go through the devotional that day, right? And then I took it from there, and then I started saying, okay, you know what? There's like devotional plans that are set here for me, and you will find something. There's love, there's healing, there's pain, there's grief, that helped me a lot, especially after my granddad passed away. I went through and I said, okay, for these 5 days I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to go through this devotional, take what I take, pray, and then wake up to my favorite worship music in the morning, right? Before going onto Instagram, and you need to have discipline. It's hard, guys. I failed and got up again. I failed and got up again, you know what I mean? But it's important to have discipline like that. I don't know. I saw something. I don't know if it was on TikTok some time back, and I do it now. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably think, hey, Bianca, every day when in the morning you post something, and then you post "Good Morning, Holy Spirit." And I do that because I have woken up to my devotional, I've woken up to my worship music, and the song that I will play there is the one that I played in the morning.
In the morning, yeah.
And I will go on to maybe Instagram for believers or something, or look for something on Pinterest that really resonates with what was being spoken about in the devotional. And I post "Good Morning, Holy Spirit" because I have woken up with him. He was the first person I woke up with. And as much as Instagram is a huge part of my life, because I mean that's how I make money, that's how you know, so I literally wake up and I say "Good Morning, Holy Spirit," and that's the way that I give him way to move within that platform that day, if that makes sense. So it's discipline. It's hard, guys. Being a Christian is one of the hardest things. But I mean, it takes time, and you need to be patient with yourself as well. You're not going to get everything.
It's a process, But I'm really, really happy because also we don't really get to see a lot of people post. Well, they do, but then you don't usually see your faves posting about God and talking about God. And even on your channel, it's also about faith. Be sure to subscribe, by the way. Let's talk about it. When is it dropping tomorrow?
I'm so
today?
excited. Okay, so tomorrow my first video, guys, is dropping.
Wait, because it would have dropped when you dropped.
Yeah, it would have dropped. But make sure, guys, my channel is called biancadlamini-holman. The name of my channel is A Fruitful Place. I am so excited. I'm actually so excited. My 3 main focuses are going to be lifestyle, beauty, and faith. I'm so excited. I created my YouTube channel last year in October, and I was so determined. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Oh my gosh. And then obviously because of certain things that happened in my life, I felt like I wasn't at the best place that I needed to be in order for me to curate content that was authentic to who I am at that time, and I was like relate to other people. So I helped them, and then obviously because of certain things that happened in my life, I felt like I wasn't at the best. Guys were like, I hope Bianca subscribe me. Even my friends. I put it as one content that.
Please call her out. Call out your friends.
It's so funny because when I was shooting my first YouTube video, she was with me and it was so cute. Coco. Shout out to you, baby, because you are one of the people who was like, girl, subscribe me, or
like I'm waiting.
But she's also a content creator, so guys, make sure that you follow her on all the social medias, guys. She is on TikTok, she is on Instagram, she has all the social media platforms, guys. Shout out to her because she's doing really well, guys.
I need to check out
her content is it's free flowing. It's so beautiful to watch. Because I remember she once told me she wanted to do it. So seeing her do it now is so beautiful.
It really is.
And she's also another. She's also. She's a sister in Christ.
Yeah.
So follow her for her content, guys. Her content is beautiful. Her faith content is beautiful. It's authentic, and I love being in like a group of friends that are able to share their experiences with Christ. But shout out to her. But yeah, guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel. My first video is gonna be out, guys. It's an Umhlanga vlog.
Can't wait.
And yeah, but we're gonna be really speaking about. We're gonna be diving. Diving deep into what I feel like we don't speak about as youth and things that are important, friendships, relationships, family dynamics, your mental health, it's gonna be fun. I'm going to make it fun. I'm going to make it. I want it to be a safe space, like a safe space for us to. When you tune into my channel, you feel safe. You should be able to tune into the channel with your friends and like sit and say, okay, this is what's gonna happen. Like, okay, guys, let's get the snacks. Let's see what's going on today. So that after the video, you're able to then also maybe say my conversations. But yeah, I'm so excited. I have a watch party going on tomorrow. It's like my closest girlies tomorrow. So when it premieres, we're all gonna like watch it together. So I'm so excited. But guys, please, I think this is. It's a new thing, Mrs. C, my mom, my youth leader, she always used to say, there's a verse in the Bible that says, I'm doing a new thing. And I think for me, this is my new thing. This is I've done Instagram. I'm still going to continue doing Instagram, but I feel like this is one of my purposes in life. I've watched Bumile Dwa before.
Oh, I love her. Yeah, man.
Bumile Dwa is one of my favorites.
Literally
she's one of my favorites. Family. She's very family oriented. She's very her and her husband.
Bro. Literally. And that little cute family. It's such a, and I think it's so nice to actually watch her because I've been watching her dad for years build this. Yes. Which is the same thing that you were talking about. It's so beautiful to actually see somebody grow. And especially if they're literally showing that this growth is because of God. And you're just so inspired.
Right. And I think that definitely pushed me because I started watching Nobumele years ago, I think during COVID, guys. I remember she released a video with Brendan. Brendan praises her husband. It was The Blessing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And I've been hooked onto them for so long. So yeah, no, definitely her. Who else do I like on YouTube? Okay, I like Naledi Malela. Which is the two juxtaposed each other.
Very different.
And the reason I'd say I like Naledi, she's raw.
Yeah.
And I respect that about her because she doesn't care what people say, and she's really speaking her truth. Hey, as much as she might tell her story times and her confession sessions and whatever, she still does come back and say, you know what, I'm going through it right now, and I don't know how to deal with it. So I applaud Naledi Malela for that. Like she's really good.
Really, and she's doing great. She literally.
Yeah. So those are my two people.
I think for me it's Mpumi.
Sure. Definitely.
And then it's Guguletu Nyansumba.
How can I forget Guguletu Nyansumba, guys?
She is literally. I love her so much. She's literally such an inspiration.
Guguletu Nyansumba is. And hers is called
Uncomfortable Growth.
Yes, Uncomfortable Growth, guys. I started watching Guguletu Nyansumba, and shout out to Sab, one of my friends, she's actually the one who led me that direction with Owe, one of my friends Owe, so the two of them. And I started watching her page. She is so...
Like, I just love it. I think it's such a beautiful space, like just where you get to be like...
Right, you go there after a long day and you're like, okay, I'm gonna rest. As much as I'm gonna be learning, I'm learning in a comfortable environment. You know what I mean? So I actually met her. Oh my gosh, it was so funny actually. Oh my word, it was so crazy. I met her at a pop Sunday.
Oh, actually, funny thing, when they came to Swaziland for the pop Sunday, I was literally toured like.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I was literally so happy and I got to meet her and
it was this is actually so crazy. I saw them from afar and I was like, oh my gosh, this is cool. Guys, I don't have methodical moments, but I was like hyperventilating. I was like, oh my gosh. None of my friends was like, Bianca, this is funny because some people have this for you.
For you, yeah.
So the fact that I have, and one of my friends went and introduced me to her, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I've heard about you. Someone was talking about you and like what you do and whatever." Shame, she's a supportive person because she follows me on Instagram now. When we do, like, she comments on my posts, we talk sometimes to the DM. So she's definitely a breath of fresh air, and that's what I want to. That's what I definitely want to.
No, she is literally so amazing, and she literally makes you feel so.
Yeah, so
nice
special.
Yeah. I will always say I used Google Lettuce Fenty lip gloss. You can't tell me nothing. She is crazy. She is crazy.
And it's funny how I don't know if you've seen this TikTok. It's not a TikTok. It's one of Mbumile Dwaba's conversations with Nomzamo Mbata. And the intro of my actual YouTube video says, "You are a dream. You are a dream realized." It says, "You are she who believed that he would fulfill all his purposes for you." BDUC. It's crazy because Nomzamo Mbata talks about being a dream realized, and that term resonated with me a lot. Even when you look at people like Bo Guguletu Nyansumba, you look at Bo Mbumile Dwaba, they are a dream realized. Literally, they are a dream.
Literally, yeah.
It's growing, but in front of me, you know. And sometimes when I look, I really you know, I thought about this for some time, and I was like, I am the dream that I wanted for myself.
Oh my goodness.
You know, it's funny because when you're little, you still think. I remember Jega grade 3, we had like a, what do you want to be? You know, you dress and you want to be. So I don't want to be a teacher because my gogo
was a teacher.
is a teacher, so I wanted to be a teacher. But it's funny because now when I look back at like the little girl that I was and where I am now and what I'm doing for my age,
you would be so proud.
Like, as much as it's fine, I can be an inspiration to other people, but I'm an inspiration to myself as I continue to grow, because I'm the dream.
You literally
my own dream that has been realized, like right in front of everyone's eyes and my own eyes. So that's crazy for me, and that resonated with me a lot because they are the like they are what for me I want to become, especially because of what I do. So that phrase resonated with me a lot. Actually, I'm gonna be doing something soon, guys.
Be on the lookout, because you're literally doing the most. So definitely we're gonna be on the lookout. But oh my god, thank you so much for coming. I'm literally so happy to have you, and you're literally she's the nicest, you guys, and she literally is just
thank you.
I literally can't wait to continue seeing your growth. And
yeah, I know. Shame, that's one for that, you know. Thank you guys for having me, Shame. I hope to come back, and guys, make sure, don't forget to tune into my YouTube channel, guys.
Please make
it's
sure
called biancadlamini-holman. If you don't follow me, guys,
go and follow her.
Instagram, Yellow.Swazi, TikTok, Yellow.Swazi. My Facebook is biancadlamini-holman. I'm on Threads. My Threads is linked to my Instagram. I am on Twitter. My Twitter is Yellow Swazi with no, what's it called? With no dot. Yes, with no dot in the middle. It's just Yellow Swazi. But guys, make sure you tune in. We love you guys so much. And don't be... like, if we see each other in public, say hi. We love growth, and also the DMs are always open. If you ever need help with anything, guys,
be sure to.
We got you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and do all the things that need to be done. And make sure you also screenshot and post on your story so that I can repost on my story. And stream the podcast on other platforms too. Love you all so much. Bye.